day one, and welcome to 15 AutoCAD tips and tricks in 30 minutes. My name is Carolina, and I work in both marketing and sales here at MicroCAD. And today we have Andrea Gonzalez presenting for you. During this webinar, you will learn more tips for AutoCAD. You will learn how to be more productive with the software, and that's something that's definitely worth 30 minutes of your time. So we're happy that you came to join us. At any given point of the webinar, you can ask a question in the lower left-hand corner. Whether you ask Andrea to revisit a step or you have any AutoCAD-related questions, this is your time. We want to make sure that you make the most out of it. And in the upper right-hand corner, you'll find links to AutoCAD tools that we have on our MicroCAD website, as well as our YouTube page. We post all our webinars there at the end, so you can rewatch it and share it with your colleagues. But without further ado, I'll pass it on to Andrea. Andrea, if you could start to share your screen. Perfect.
Yeah.
We see it. Excellent.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Andrea Gonzalez, and I am part of MicroCAD team as an AEC application specialist. Welcome to our 15 AutoCAD tips and tricks in 30 minutes. I'm going to share some miscellaneous tips for drawing, cleaning, and some updates that you probably have seen or probably not. I will also include a pair of out-of-the-box AutoCAD tools from our AutoCAD Productivity Tools. That is a great set of tools that we offer, and you can purchase it from us singly or as part of our support package. In the light of all this, the intention is to recall how versatile AutoCAD could be and to share with you some of the tools can be used in an easiest way, helping you out to improve your productivity and optimizing the time you spend doing a task in any way that you are using AutoCAD for. So I'm going to share my AutoCAD right now. And I'm going to show you and start a timer in order to accomplish our 30 minutes. So let's go with our first tip. Our first tip is the quick dimensioning option. This is an awesome tool that is going to help you to be more productive. Let's say you are reviewing a plan where you only see the architectural drawing, the dimensions are not shown, but the most important thing is the plan has been drawn with the scale very accurate, according to a field survey. There is a very good news. You don't have to click on the dimension tool endless times. All you have to do is go to the Utilities tab, Measure, and select the Quick Dimensioning tool. Notice as I'm moving my cursor around on the screen, I quickly enhance measuring information. Here I can check a couple of radial dimensions, angles, lengths, and distances between lines. This is going to measure almost all objects except custom objects, hatch patterns, or dimensions. You can do your verifications at light speed, making this tool very powerful, useful, and a time saver option. Our second tip is divide. This command has been in AutoCAD for a long time, but I think it is very important to bring it here because it is a very valuable command. Let's say you want to divide an element in a spaced equal segments. So for example, I have this bathroom here. I have this area to add all my water closet, this area to add all my lavatories. So I would like to divide this in equal segments. I'm going to open the draw panel, and here you can locate the divide option. If I click on here, I'm going to select the object I want to divide. Let's say I'm going to use 5 segments. And as you can see, it doesn't physically break it. It puts points as marker. So just for make it visible, we can go to the utilities and point style. I'm going just to select one point style I'm able to see. And here it is. Here I have my reference points. So I'm just copy this. And paste the line in the points I have located here. Let's see the same thing with the lavatories. I'm going to divide this section 4, and I will be able to locate my lavatories spaced equally. Once I have this, I can start adding whatever I want, and I can place my element with the same distance among all of them. If you don't want to see the points anymore, you just have to go back to the default setting. I'm going to move to my third tip, which is auto constraint. This is an awesome thing that you're gonna love it. If you're a perfectionist and a little bit picky, for sure you are going to be mad if you see something like this. A vertical line that is not exactly vertical or an intent of a 90 degrees angle that seems like almost perpendicular, or a geometry that is not closed, as we have here. If you are reviewing a drawing, or you are the one who is doing quality control and has to fix things like this one, for sure it will be a task you would not like to do, and it will take time. So just as a reminder of this amazing tool, you can use parametric constraints. So go to the geometric panel, to the Windows settings, and the tab we want to see is the auto constraint. So depending on what you have, you should check or uncheck and apply the options. In this case, I will keep this trim. Then here, the distance has to do with the gap size, depends on the drawing, how big of a gap you are going to allow before AutoCAD won't fix it. So in this case means if the distance between two lines is equal or less than 0.05, it will fix it. Same thing with the angle. Then go to auto constraint, select the objects you want to fix, hit enter, and voila. This line is vertical, the angle here is 90 degrees, and all the gaps has been fixed. After reviewing, in case something has not been fixed, you could also do it one by one. The next tip is tip number 4, is the selection cycle. This one is a very simple but useful option. I'm a super fan of clean plans and views in order all the people involved can read, work, and understand everything what is happening in the drawing in an easy way. But unfortunately, as you know, that is not always the case. So for those undesirable situations, you are dealing with a very crowded overview, we have the selection cycle option. You can write it down here in the command line. Or you can use Control W. So once this is here, you will be able to see two boxes when you are trying to select. So if you click here, you are going to see a list. A list will appear. As I move my cursor through the list, it highlights the objects and I can select just what I need in an easier manner. You can also turn it off again with the Control W. Our tip number 5 is the Create Speed Viewport. So I'm sure you will love this tool as I do. This tool makes part of our amazing AutoCAD Productivity Tools, and taking advantage of this space, I'm gonna do a commercial break saying that this is a great set tool that we offer here in MicroCAD. This one is only one of the wonderful options it has on it. It allows you to create a viewport in a much different way than we were used to from model space. With these tools, you can do it from paper space, so it does make things a little bit easier for you. I will show you how it looks like. Here we have our MicroCAD AutoCAD tools, and here in the layout panel, we are going to click in the Create Viewport, and a window pops up. It is asking the margins, the viewport settings, the layout where you want to add your viewport, the standard scale, and if you want to lock or unlock the viewport you are going to add. I'm going to keep all these settings, click OK, and I'm going to place the area of the viewport. And here it is. By doing this, you will avoid many clicks and steps versus the old-fashioned way to do it. Let's move to our tip number 6. Our tip number 6 is called change. So if I want to extend all these lines out to one point, align them and make them the same size, most of us would draw a line and do extend. But there is a faster way to do it and with no construction lines, with the command change. So I'm going to write down the command here in the command line. I'm going to select my lines and then the point where I want to align them with no construction lines. So as you can see, just in one click, I can do it. This also works with trim. And there is a very important tip to use this command here. The thing that command does if ortho is on or off is very different. The option I just have showed you is with ortho on. Let's see what happens if I have the ortho option off. So I'm going to write the command again. I'm going to select my object, enter, and specify the point. So as you can see with the ortho off, what the program does is just merge the lines in one point. So this is very important. The tip number 7 is the edge mode. So the cutting edge doesn't exactly cross the objects that need to be trimmed. There is no problem. You just have to set the edge mode to 1 or set edge to extend. What do I mean with this? So I want to use this line as a cutting edge, but it is not crossing any of those lines. If I would like to, there is an option for edge mode where you could do it without necessarily crossing the objects. So I'm going to start my trim option. I'm going to select my objects. As I just told you, you are going to select the edge mode and then the extend. And as you can see, this is more than happy to allow me to use that to trim it. This also works with extend. Let's check our timer. We have 90 minutes left. So we are going to move to our tip number 8, which is create legend. I think these are on my top of favorite tools and are also part of our productivity tools package. How does it work? Based on the objects of your drawing, this will create a list with its respective symbol in 1 second. And that versus doing it line by line, text by text, block by block, it is a big amount of time you can save. I'm going to try here in the Annotate panel of our MicroCAD AutoCAD tools, I'm going to try the block legend. As you can see here, a window pops up and you can check or uncheck what you want to see. I'm just going to keep everything. If you have a table style, you can add it on it. And you also can change the title. I'm going to select a point to insert it, and here it is. This populates an awesome legend for me, and it took me just 1 second. The other cool thing is these are also regular tables. You can edit them if you want. You can add rows and columns to the table, and that makes them very versatile. So I'm going to fit this. If I want to change the name in here, I can do it. And here it is. Let's try the hatch legend, which works pretty much the same. I'm going to click here in OK. And if we would like to, we can fix the scale of the hatch. And this is not going to affect the scale of the hatch you already have drawn. Our next tip is the tip number 9. And it's the perfect porch. Talking about fans of clean, neat, and nice AutoCAD drawing as I am, I would like you to show the porch command. This exists a long time ago in AutoCAD, but I will show you an awesome update that came up in 2020. This update included the possibility to show you why something can be porched. The first thing you can notice, it is so much easier to find it than before. It was added to the ribbon in the Manage tab. There is a new panel called Cleanup Panel, where it has some other cool features. It doesn't matter when you click on Purge or find non-purgeable items. Once the window pops up, you will see a great new previews as well. You can look at individual objects. You can get a visual view of them, which you didn't have before. And it is great. And there is a pair of individual check marks here added to. I have created a test layer, and you will be able to locate the item. Is not allowing you to delete a layer because there is something in there you have not been able to locate. If I click on here, it closes the Porch dialog box so I can see the troubling item. Once it's located, you will be able to delete it and then delete the layer. And for sure, this will make your life easier for sure. Let's move to the tip number 10. Our tip number 10 is the FS for fact selection. For example, here I have many small single lines, too much small lines. Instead selecting one by one, I can use the FS and it selects all the objects touching the selected objects for me with one click. This is a very easy tip, but useful. Let's move to the tip number 11. This tip is called Align. This is a super awesome improvement that is included in our AutoCAD Productivity Tools that I already have mentioned you. This exists in AutoCAD but is much more friendly because it is very graphical. For example, if you are working in a landscape plan where a lot of objects in there can have a big variety of angles, this will help you to be more accurate, to avoid misunderstanding, and therefore it will be time you are saving, which it is very important in all projects. This is another awesome option. I will show you how it works. It's located here in the Modify panel. The first thing it is asking me is to select the objects I want to align. I'm going to hit Enter, and then it is asking me for my reference point. And here you have all the options you will be able to use. And as you click on each one, you will be able to see what is happening with your drawing. Here it is. I will try the rotate option as well in order you can see it. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to select my object, my reference line. I would like to rotate it this time. And same thing, you will be able to see what happens with each option. I will keep this one. So this is another awesome option. The next tip is the tip number 12. And it is this is one of the Express tools I like more because it has many of the basic options you can do with your drawings bundled into one. This command is called Move Copy Rotate. I'm going to click here. I'm going to select my object. I'm going to select a paste point, and let's say I want to move. With one click, I want to copy as well. Another click, I want to rotate it. Another click, I want to scale it. Or I want to undo. It has many, many options bundled into one. This is just for less clicks, less time, less money, and more happy clients for sure. Our tip number 13 is the drawing history. With the pandemic, we started using other tools that allow us to work remotely but together with other people. That through platforms like OneDrive, Dropbox, or similar. This command works only for files in the cloud and came out in 2021, complementing the DWG Compare that came out in 2019. Let's say you just have a meeting with a client to get feedback, you started to do updates, and during the review, the client said that a previous version of the plan is needed. You can pull the new drawing history palette to see the past version of the drawings. It is located in the view palette. Here you can see the DWG Compare and the DWG History. This palette, which is located here, allows you to filter previous versions by who saved it, by when the drawing was saved, and from here you can choose to compare the past version with the current drawing. You also can manage visibility options here according to your needs. This is especially helpful if you have multiple people working on the same drawing. Let's see our tip number 14, and let's see how many time we have left. 10 minutes. So we are great. Our tip number 14 is label elevation and slopes. These ones are not in AutoCAD out of the box and are also options included in our AutoCAD Productivity Tools, and they are also outstanding features of the package. They can be very, very useful on civil plan drawings, landscape plans, or in a sanitary or storm ground plan, just to give you an idea, or whatever that includes elevation or slopes. So here in the Annotate panel of our MicroCAD AutoCAD tools, let's try the label elevation. If I click on the option, down here in the command line, I'm going to define a base point, and I will give it a number. Anything above this will be positive, and anything below will be negative. Once I've done, I just hit enter, and then I have all these elevation points there set up for me. Let's try the level slope. This one functions a little bit similarly. I just can go ahead and select the different slopes, hit enter, and this time a dialog box pops up. I can specify a couple of different things here. I can change the drawing style from 2D to 3D. I can change my output format in percentage or in slope. I will keep the slope. You can add a prefix or a suffix if you want. Then we have the text offset. That would be the distance from the actual slope line that you are specifying, and you can also change the text height. If you have any positive and negative values, you can make them different colors. I'm just going to click OK, and then it also creates those slopes for you. Instead of doing these calculations by hand, this tool will help you not only by saving time, but also being more accurate. This pair of tools are amazing because they do it very graphical and simply. And also, both are innovative and beneficial for you in terms of time. And the last one is my tip number 15. And it is just a fun fact to say goodbye. So let's do a text. And as you can see, we have the default ABC name. I'm going to use the command mtgstring, which control the sample text for customizing it. So if I try my text again, here it is. With this one, we can close our 15 tips and tricks. And we have 7 minutes remaining to do some questions. So thank you so much for joining us. We sincerely hope that all this information has helped you out to have a clear and new idea of some of the functionalities of AutoCAD and our productivity tools. And regarding the last ones, if you don't have them yet, you like it what you see, and you would like more information, please see the link to the AutoCAD Tools brochure that is in the upper right corner called AutoCAD Tools Info, or please contact Carolina Fernandez. I am showing her contact information here. Now we have some time for questions. If you have any, you can submit them in the chat. If you have any other question that come up after the fact, you can contact one of our local reps.
Great. Thank you, Andrea, so much for that wonderful presentation. You know, just a few minutes, and I'm sure that you're all already going to be leaving here with a lot more information that you coming in. So that's what it's all about. I'm happy that you're able to put this together and to share all this with us. Looks like we do have some questions coming in. I see the first one here. Does this toolkit work in any AutoCAD version?
Yes, Carolina, doesn't matter the version of AutoCAD you have. Once you execute installer, it will appear on your ribbon.
Great. And again, you can ask any types of questions. It can be AutoCAD related, tool related, or anything that you might be feeling a bit frustrated with. Anything that you can ask, feel free to do so. This is your time. I want you to make the most out of it. We do have a few more. So next one being, will there be any updates to the tools and what will they include?
Yes, there will be updates and without any additional cost. The updates will include bug fixes, existing functionality improvements, and brand new tools as well.
Great. And then is it possible to install the MicroCAD tools together with some other third-party tools?
Yes, for sure. Our MicroCAD tools are a regular plugin and can be installed along with any other plugin without affect or interfere them.
Okay. And then do these tools work with AutoCAD LT?
No, Carolina, these AutoCAD tools are only for full versions.
Okay, great. But is friendly reminder that when you do buy the AutoCAD tools, they're only $2.99 for the full year. That's one subscription, and that's for the full year. So if you think about it, it's less than $1 a day. And not only does it come with the tools, but it also comes with advanced priority support. So whenever you call in, you'll be put on the first of the queue. You'll get instant access to our help desk, help you with any types of questions you might have. So not only is it the tools, but it's also that advanced support, again, for less than $1 a day. So that's great. And then we also have these upcoming webinars. If you enjoyed this one, well, we have some more left in the month of December. Tomorrow we do have our Dynamo workshop. That's at 10 a.m. If you're in the Boston area, we will be having that in our Watertown office and also online. So you can definitely learn more there. And then the following week, Thursday, same time at 1 o'clock, we will be having 15 Civil 3D tips in 30 minutes. So if you're curious about some Civil 3D, definitely want to check that one out as well. And you can register again by clicking on that link in the upper right-hand corner for the MicroCAD website. Under events, you can register there. But I think that's it. That looks like all the questions that we have for now. Definitely be checking our YouTube channel as we'll post this webinar there at the end. Looks like, yep, it was less than 30 minutes. So maybe we'll add some more tips some next time. And thank you, Andrea, for this wonderful presentation. And we'll be sending the recording for this webinar tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Thank you so much for your time and have a good day.
Thank you, Andrea. Bye-bye.